Hi, Randy Orr with Berkshire Hathaway. It's time to get my car, take another look at a few communities. What I'd like to do today is take you to the Laguna Heights communities, 3 in particular, Mariners Bluff, Westerly's, and the Palisades. Let's jump in my car and go take a look. In the Laguna Niguel area, one of the largest master plan communities is called Laguna Heights, and there's about a half a dozen subdivisions. What I thought we would do today is drive through the entry-level price point, smallest homes, the middle price point, and the largest homes that are all within the Laguna Heights master plan community. The first community that we're going to be going to is called Mariners Bluff. Mariners Bluff was built by Shea, and Shea started construction of those homes around 1985 and built those homes for about 4 years. Laguna Niguel had a huge explosion of home building in the mid-80s, from about 85 through 89, maybe touching into 1990, 1991. That was our huge explosion. And this community is unique because it is entry level for the city of Laguna Niguel in terms of price point. It has the smallest single family detached home in the city. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, floor plan, about 1,200 square feet. So we're turning into one of the entrances of this community. And the streets drive really nice. People really like this neighborhood. For an entry-level neighborhood, 4 floor plans starting at 1,250 square feet, up to the largest floor plan of about 1,850 square feet. This gives buyers a good opportunity to buy a single family home at an entry-level price point for the city of Laguna Niguel. I'm going to pull over here and we can take a look at the 4 unique floor plans from the outside. They're very recognizable, and I'll tell you a little bit about each model. So the smallest floor plan in Mariners Bluff is the Plan 1 with 1,250 square feet. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It's a really enjoyed floor plan because single levels sell at a premium. I would say today these models are going to be in the very high 9s, if not just over $1 million for a nice property like this. This is the Plan 2. What's unique about the Plan 2 is it's a 2-bedroom and a loft and a 2-story floor plan, as you can see. All of these homes have 2-car garages, so if you're looking for a 3-car garage, this community just won't work because all 4 floor plans do have 2-car garages. The unique thing about the Plan 2 is that in between the 2 bedrooms upstairs, there is a closed loft. A lot of people have converted those. I honestly don't think it works well as a bedroom. I think it works really well as an office or a nursery, or just a hangout room to watch TV. This is the Plan 3. Plan 3 is known because it's got an outdoor balcony off the front bedroom. It is also a 3-bedroom. The unique thing about this floor plan, it's the only floor plan in the 2-story homes that have a downstairs bedroom. So 2 bedrooms up. A lot of people have modified this floor plan, which is about 1,740 square feet. A lot of people have added about 100 square feet by putting a floor level above the dining area and making a loft or a bedroom out of it in the Plan 3. This is another Plan 2, but over here is the largest floor plan. It's 1,850 square feet. These have now crested 1.2 million. So this neighborhood, I would say, is priced between the very high 9s for a Plan 1, 1,250 square feet, 2-bedroom, single level. And this is the largest, 1,850 square feet, 3 bedrooms. The unique thing about this, unlike Plan 3, is the Plan 4 has all bedrooms up, which means you get a little bit more space downstairs for the living room, the dining room, the nook, the kitchen, just a little bit more square footage when they put all the bedrooms upstairs. So those are the 4 floor plans for Mariners Bluff. So before we leave Mariners Bluff, we're going to head over to another subdivision called the Westerlies. It would be the middle price range of this master plan community. I wanted to make a note of this floor plan. It's 1,250 square feet, 2-bedroom. And there's about 40 or 50 of them in this development. There's actually 198 homes in Mariners Bluff in total. And this floor plan is very popular, but I want you to remember this when we go to the Westerlies for a particular reason, and I'll tell you more about it when we're over in the Westerlies. So the next subdivision I'd like to drive into is called the Westerlies. The Westerlies were built around 1985, maybe 86, where the first subdivision we were in, Mariners Bluff, their construction lasted from 1985 to 1989. And in the last development that we're going to go see, the Palisades, they also had construction during all of those 4 years, 85 through 89. Shea built this subdivision just for a year or two. It is the smallest of all three. There's about 140 homes in this subdivision. There were 198, as I mentioned, in the first subdivision, Mariners Bluff. And then the Palisades is actually the largest. There's 398 homes. These homes were built in 2 locations. This is a pocket here on this side of Golden Lantern. There's another pocket on the other side, and I'll go drive and show you where those are. But for some reason they split them up. They built some here and some there. If you remember that single story floor plan that I showed you in Mariners Bluff, it appears here, and I actually sold this home. I'm going to tell you more about it. Let's get out of the car and I'll tell you the interesting story about 9 Viewpoint. So we're now in the Westerlies, about 140 homes. These start at a square footage of about 2,500 square feet and go all the way up to about 2,800 square feet. The unique thing about this neighborhood is there's so many different variations that Shea, the builder, offered in this subdivision. So the Plan 1 at about 2,400 square feet is more commonly built as 2,500 square feet because they added that 4th bedroom that could have been an open loft area. So a lot of customization of a lot of these homes in this neighborhood, so square footage is all over the place. But again, the Plan 1, the smallest, about 2,500 square feet. Entry level for this neighborhood is kind of where the other one leaves off. We're at about 1.2, 1.3 at the very lower end of the spectrum, up to maybe about 1.6. I don't think anything has crested over 1.7, but somewhere in that 1.6 neighborhood. I asked you to remember this floor plan because this is a very unique situation. I actually sold this home in 2018. We got a record price. In 2018, I sold this home for $850,000. At that time, this model was selling for about $650,000. It is probably the finest finish home that I've seen in this size and price range. The finishes inside are absolutely stunning. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. The only reason I'm pointing this out is it's the only one of its kind in the Westerlies. And the reason is, and nobody knows this, I do, but Shea, the developer, borrowed that floor plan and built this home on this corner as their model tour home, where they had all the flooring materials, all the choices that a buyer could have when they sold the properties out new. And then they had the individual models of the Plan 1 at 2,500 square feet, etc., up to the Plan 4 at 2,800 square feet. Remember, there's 4 floor plans, but this is the only one of its kind in the Westerlies. I did sell this. Again, absolutely beautiful home. I think the single levels really command a premium, and at that time the market was very hot. I thought I could get the price. We listed it for, I believe, $875, and we sold it for $850,000. That's a 2022, beginning 23 price point, but we achieved that price in 2018 when we sold that. And again, it's got a pool, a spool, kind of a spa pool in the backyard, elaborate barbecue area. The kitchen is absolutely stunning, as well as the master and master bath. It would rival a 5-star resort. So that's the Plan 1, which doesn't exist in this neighborhood, the only one of its kind. And then I want to actually take you around and point out the different models across the street that represent what these homes would look like. So remember, that model that I showed you doesn't exist. This would be representative of the homes in this neighborhood, ranging from about 2,500 square feet all the way up to about 2,800 square feet. The nice thing about this neighborhood is every home built is a 3-car garage. So the advantage of buying a home here is a 3-car garage, whereas in Mariners Bluff, there is no option. There is no single home in Mariners Bluff with a 3-car garage. There is nothing but 3-car garages in this neighborhood. The floor plans for the most part are very similar. They're just incrementally larger. And just to revisit price points, probably today about 1.3 entry level into this neighborhood. And there have been homes in the 1.6, 1.5, and 1.6 price range. But there's a lot of pride of ownership in this neighborhood. People really enjoy living here. The benefits of living in Mariners Bluff and the Westerlies and the Palisades is that we have two attractions that are very important to the people who buy into this neighborhood. One is George White School. I'm going to take you over to the elementary school and show you a little bit about that. It is a former Blue Ribbon school. The other thing is Chaparosa Park. Both of those are amenities that these neighborhoods can enjoy at no additional charge. Of course, you don't pay for an elementary school, and the park is open to everybody, but that's the benefit of living in the Laguna Heights master plan community. So I think I mentioned that Mariners Bluff as 198 homes built in one area. We're coming upon Golden Lantern, and Golden Lantern is the corridor that goes from Crown Valley Parkway all the way to the coast. What's important about Golden Lantern is it separates the 2 or 3 communities of the Westerlies and the Palisades. Mariners Bluff was only built in one location, but the Westerlies were built in 2. The pocket that we just came out of, and they built some Westerlies over here by the park. I'm going to take you over to Chaparosa Park. I'm going to take you over to George White. They're both off of the same street because those are the 2 areas of interest that people really value when they live here. The park and the Blue Ribbon Elementary School, George White Elementary School. Palisades home is in 3 pockets. Why they decided to do that when they built out the Palisades, I don't know. So Mariners Bluff in 1 location, Westerlies in 2 locations, and Palisades in 3 locations. All the same floor plans. There is some conversation about the preference of living on one side or the other of Golden Lantern. The school and the park are on this side. The nice thing about living on the other side is you don't have any school traffic during the school season, and you don't have the traffic that goes to and from the park because it's off the same artery, same street. So there's that serene attribute of being on this side of Golden Lantern. On this side of Golden Lantern, people want to live here for a couple different mixed reasons and don't want to live here for a couple different mixed reasons. If you have kids, then you may want to live within walking distance to the school without having to cross a busy street. Golden Lantern's 2 lanes in each direction. There's a decent amount of traffic. So parents may want to live on this side because of the proximity and walking distance to the school. And you also have the park, which does bring a decent amount of people down to the park area. So people choose to avoid this area because of that, or people choose to gravitate towards this area because of it. Personal choice. There is no right or wrong. So of the half a dozen elementary schools in the city of Laguna Niguel, George White is absolutely one of the preferred. It is a former Blue Ribbon school, and my understanding of Blue Ribbon is they don't continue to award it year after year after year. You kind of earn it, then they do you've got it, and they move on. But it was a former Blue Ribbon school, and it still has very high accolades for the community. People do want to live in this community because of George White Elementary School. So we're driving away from the elementary school, approaching Chaparosa Park. We're passing a few of the streets where the Westerlies were built by Shea in the mid-80s. And the entrance to the park is what we're coming upon right now. This park is very robust. There's everything from basketball courts to 4 lighted baseball, softball fields. There's a soccer field, and it is very, very popular when those sports are going on. A lot of team sporting events happen here at Chaparosa Park. We're kind of lucky today that there's not a lot of activity down here right now, but during soccer season and during baseball and softball season, this place is very active. I've been here several times, many times actually, with my son and his sports. All right, so our final destination is a collection of close to 400 homes, 398 homes built by Shea, called the Palisades. It is the largest collection of floor plans. There are actually 7 different floor plans. It actually covers square footage starting as low as 1,932 square feet to over 3,200 square feet, so a really broad range of square footage. A lot of people do end up in the Palisades, skipping from Mariners Bluff or the Westerlies to a home in the Palisades because they want to stay in the area. So we're at the entrance to the Palisades. Remember, the Palisades was actually built in 3 locations. This is one of the 3. 2 of them on the side of the school and the park. You make your choice whether you want to live on this side with a little bit of traffic or the quietness and the distance from the park and the school on the other side of Golden Lantern, because they do exist in all those locations. So really nice community. I've sold a lot of homes in here. I've actually been quite active in all 3 of these neighborhoods over my 27 years of selling real estate in Laguna Niguel. Some of these homes are over 4,000 square feet with people that have customized their homes. They've either pushed out the footprint of the home or done lofted areas on the 2nd story where the builder did leave it open, but they preferred the square footage rather than the openness, so they lofted some areas. But a really desirable neighborhood. A lot of people do want to live here. The only drawback about all 3 of these communities would be that there is no community center. There is a homeowners association that's fairly low, but there are not a lot of amenities, so no community pool, no community tennis courts, no community clubhouse, nothing like that. You do have the park that's open to the public, and it makes up for some of that, but for people who want a community pool, it just doesn't exist. The other unique thing about the Palisades, it's the only floor plan where all of the homes have at least a 3-car garage, but we're coming up against about an example here of one of the largest floor plans built with a 4-car garage. It is the only 4-car garage home in this community, and they're spotted throughout. So if you need space for cars, this would be a community to consider. So in this neighborhood of the Palisades, I'm not going to drag you through all 7 floor plans because there are quite a few. And just to re-mention that they start at square footage is about 1,930 square feet, and they go up to over 3,200 square feet. And people have done quite a bit of customizing these floor plans. So you can actually find homes in these neighborhoods that are over 4,000 square feet. The price range today is probably starting at about 1.4, 1.5 for the smallest floor plan. And we have now recently crested $2 million for homes in this neighborhood. We're coming upon a home that I actually sold. We just closed the home about 2 months ago. Some of the uniquenesses of this property, which is 19 Danforth, is that it is the largest floor plan. It's 5 bedrooms, 3 baths, a 3-car garage. The kitchen was highly upgraded. The unique thing about this home is it's on a very large lot. Over 16,000 square feet is the lot size. And the other unique thing about this floor plan is it has a very usable bonus room. It's great for TV, great for an office, great for just a kid's playroom. We did receive multiple offers. We sold it for $100,000 over asking. We recently closed at $2.1 million. And I think all of those reasons just really accumulated to become a really nice sale for us. So I hope you have enjoyed our tour of the master plan community Laguna Heights and the 3 neighborhoods that we took a look at: Mariners Bluff, Westerly's, and the Palisades. I've been selling real estate here in Laguna Niguel for about 27 years. And in those 3 communities, I think I'm approaching nearly 100 home sales. So it's an area that I work a lot. Whether it's that area or anywhere in Laguna Niguel, I would be honored to help you with your home search and your home purchase. Please give me a call. Again, I would be honored to help you. Randy Orr with Berkshire Hathaway, changing lives, one home at a time.